Don't get coronavirus in your heart.
Let's do it.
It's the base.
LOSO__G.
Deacon, the engineer.
That boy.
As Jose sips his drink.
Why you creep?
He's like, oh,
Yo,
sure. Now I'm thirsty.
What have you been up to, man? Did you start your new movie? You looking for characters?
Are we recording?
Yeah, are we
shit.
starting?
Nah, don't worry.
Well, were we not supposed to talk about that? It's the base.
What do I say? I'm Kamaria from New York. Why am I saying that? I feel like I'm doing an audition. Yeah, what's up? I'm Kamaria.
Yo,
There we
throw
go.
on the
New York.
English accent. Throw it on.
My name is Kamaria Williams. I'm from New York.
Oh, in it, bruv.
In it.
In it.
In it.
I feel like you could be a character in Top Boy.
Top boy.
You're racist.
Yes. What?
He's racist.
He's
That boy doesn't matter.
I mean, black.
That works.
Right.
I mean, it helps. It helps.
I think I'm trying to get in touch with somebody who works for them, or like, so I'm working on it.
Are you trying to get down and you trying to be part of Top Boy? For real?
I have an agent in the UK still. I just spoke to him today, so we're still working on getting me in projects. And I met somebody recently in LA, so we're like, because a lot of these companies are connected. So I'm trying to get on many like UK shows. So we'll see. You know?
Yo, UK shows are always the better versions of everything that comes to America, bruv.
Every time.
Everything.
Mhm.
Everything.
I agree. I love British shows. I love Black Mirror and stuff. Those are fun.
Yo, so tell us about your catalog since since the last time. What have you been working on?
Yes. When was the last time? October, right? Well,
Or just talk about in general, like what are you working on? What's been your career trajectory like up until now?
Sure. So I'm taking acting classes and some virtual classes and meeting people online right now because Zoom is a thing. I just had a Zoom audition for a commercial today. So, well, not Zoom, but like an online audition. So they're still recording commercials in your house. And I have, as you can see, the professional setup. So I can record if I want to. I worked on my voice reel. And then I'm working more on my writing. I'm in a course now to complete my first feature film. So I just started writing about, Edwin knows this. And I think Jose, I've traveled to over 22 countries. So now I'm working on writing a book about my travels. I just started today. Well, I started before, but I'm really taking it more seriously today. Mm-hmm. And so hopefully I could turn that into, you know how you write things. You're like, am I going to?
Do you have a name for this one?
It's called A Bitch Abroad.
Ooh, with the B word.
Abroad?
Yes, I don't know. It just came to me.
D-A, the bitch. Abroad?
No, a bitch. A bitch.
Yo.
But the bitch, it sounds really. I had to write this down.
Yeah.
He's like, we got to make it black real quick.
Trademark.
Well, this is proof. Right.
So that's like post-COVID, right? Like what's changed between, your career trajectory now and prior to COVID? Like what's the difference, or is there a difference?
Well, I joined SAG finally. And
SAG, explain what SAG is.
Yeah, SAG is the union for actors. It's so I'm only going to work on getting professional work going forward. There are non-union projects that are professional, and I've worked on many. But I want to work more on like the scale. Scale is like you get paid. There's a certain amount you get paid. Like for a commercial, you get paid a set amount. Let's say it's like 8,000, or it's like 600-700 to film per day, and then you get residuals, and residuals is that every time it plays you get paid on top of every platform. So you get paid for online, you get paid for cable, you get paid for TV. Yeah, it's a lot. So that's what I'm trying to work on, getting more of that professional work, getting paid for like TV stuff. And SAG has a lot of great benefits. I have health insurance finally with the Actors Union. So yeah, and AFTRA is again, it was SAG and AFTRA merged years ago. AFTRA was its own union. It's like radio and such and television. And so now it's all together. So I get benefits of two different unions, which is great. And I get my pension. I get to work on my pension and everything.
You're in the Screen Actors Guild, and Jose and I are in the Future Actors Guild.
Really? Future actors.
Okay.
If you guys want to be actors, come on.
Like that? You like
No,
that?
I had this great idea
Mhm.
for a movie that I want you to direct. It's like, think of it Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but Aztec version.
I like where this is going.
Aztec version.
Fire.
Aztec version. You may want to talk to Hector about that. He's getting obsessed.
But this is it. Yeah, it needs to be directed by you.
Okay.
Choreographed by Hector.
Yeah.
And by Edwin. And then Fab needs to be there for representation.
Okay.
And then,
Let's
we'll
go,
all
Brittany.
act in it too. We'll all act. But I think it'll be, there's nothing, Mighty Morphin Aztec Warrior, some shit like that.
They get their healing powers from their ancestors.
We'll get sued if
Oh
we
my
look at,
God.
or Avatar. I mean, fuck, Aztecs, the last benders, some stupid shit like that.
Or Apocalypto. Somebody. It's like Apocalypto.
No,
Oh
we don't
my
want to
God.
lose.
No.
Like, these all sound like dumb ideas, but watch, we're gonna get
It's
taken.
gonna get
Like, someone's
moved.
gonna take this shit and make mad fucking money off
Right.
of it.
Millions, bro.
Never say it's dumb. I just binge watch a bunch of movies yesterday just to get some ideas of like films, like my next film I'm writing, and some were great and some were just trash. I was like, who created this? Who greenlit this?
What did you binge?
How?
What did you binge?
Oh, I don't want to say in case I have to work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, just in case they want to give me money, I
He's
can't.
gonna give me money. Listen,
Because they want to hire you.
I'm an equal opportunity worker, but yeah.
I'll work with you if your movies are trash.
If your
it
movie
was
trash,
something,
but you got clout. No, I'm chilling. No, I'm kidding. I'm playing.
I had a question about your virtual auditions.
Oh, sure.
How is that shit compared to like the ones before? Because the only thing I'm picturing is what I've seen on TV shows where there's a line of mad people that look exactly like you
Same.
that are all auditioning for the same role. Is it better now that you don't have to see other lookalikes? You can just...
It's like auditioning with Zordon.
Who? I don't know who that is. Is that an anime reference?
No, that's
You don't know who Zordon is?
the head.
Oh, yeah, the head guy. Okay.
That's who runs Hollywood, basically.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Basically.
The man.
The man.
The man.
Yeah, the virtual auditions I prefer it. I know people are like, oh, it's hard. I don't know. I freaking love it. I love it. I had met a manager yesterday, for representation in LA, and just speaking to her like this was just, it was so much easier. I could be myself. I don't know. And also I have time to prepare because I'm not traveling on a train. And, I think the train ride gets me nervous and amped up at the same time because the whole time you're thinking, like I ran into you, Jose, on the train one time. And the whole time you're just thinking about, like, I didn't even notice because I was like, oh my God, my audition. Oh my God, how am I going to do this?
But she didn't notice because she didn't want to talk to me.
That's not true.
I know that look. You ever seen that friend? It's just like,
You're like, oh, it's him.
They just look down.
No,
It's him.
I was
And
reading
I'm
lines.
Kamaria.
And she's
Being a jerk. No, I was reading lines.
So you save time, so you get to study a little
Yeah,
more.
you're at home and you're relaxed. I meditate before I breathe. I FaceTime a lot of my friends and my cousins, and they give me feedback, and then I do it, and then I feel much better and at ease. And plus, like, I feel like I'm on camera already. So
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Time out. So, wait, you feel like you're on camera already doing it online or just in your life? Like you feel like you're the center of attention?
No. Off the screen, I don't want that.
Are you one of those people that looks at yourself in the mirror when you walk? In the windows outside?
Everybody does that. You're a piece of shit you're a fucking liar if you don't.
No,
Everybody looks at themselves when they walk by a fucking mirror.
Do you look at the invisible camera when stupid things happen and go,
Yes, the office camera. When Hector said something really crazy and I'm like, y'all hear this shit? Like, anybody here? Yeah. No, I mean,
actor?
go ahead, Robin.
I said that's because you were born to be an actor. You were acting from before.
I guess my mom always said I had like accents coming out. But I think it's easier because even this, it feels like I'm already on camera, so I don't feel like I have to do much. It feels natural. Then once you get more comfortable practicing, like I have a camera, on my computer as we all do, and I just practice.
Do you think there's anything that's kind of like that's lacking from or that's missing from the way it's normally done that it's done now?
Yes.
The way you guys have to do it now?
Yeah, it's the chemistry because when you walk, so going forward, I learned from London to New York to LA that we're going to do a lot of self-tapes. So one, everybody and their mama is going to submit. And if they have the opportunity to do a callback, they're going to fly to New York and LA. Like, there are people dedicated. I flew back to New York from London one time for a second audition, or for like a first one. So yeah, if people are everyone's flocking and everybody wants to be an actor now and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Like, that's your prerogative.
Now?
Right. I feel like that's been.
Yeah.
But now they have the access because it's so easy.
Oh, because you could just send the shit in.
You can send it in. But the second part I think is lacking is the chemistry, because when you walk into a room, you have this connection, you're in the same physical space. It's hard to be charismatic on screen because it feels like if you're not smiling, you look like a bitch, or I do. And if you're smiling too much, you look like you're trying too hard.
What's wrong with that?
You look crazy.
So I'm a bitch abroad. But yeah, I think also like if you're smiling too much and you do like this, it just reads as like you're fucking crazy. I don't want to work with you. Are you crazy? Like, there are people who I've worked with scenes with and they're like this, oh God, yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to work with you.
Oh yeah.
Look what I can do. That could be an actor.
Oh my God, that was such a backhanded fucking whatever. But
you never know. Hey, I've seen.
He's like, oh yeah, you could be an actor. Wow.
Anybody can be an actor, but yeah, I think it's just the chemistry, because half of the time, and you're meeting different people. I've only had one-on-one Zooms, but when you walk into the room, there's a producer. It's usually the writer sometimes, and then it's the creative team. And sometimes if one person may not like you or may not think, the other person goes, no, I thought she was great. You know, I've heard it before, like we leave the room, like you hear them talk. And it's like, yeah, like one person can convince the other person, no, give her a chance. All right, I'll call her in again, you know, and then you get called back. Yeah.
But can you do way more auditions now? Or are you doing more auditions now, since there's not like that in between time and shit like that?
Yes. I've been doing a lot of self-tapes, yes. And I think, well, the good thing, okay, so the virtual audition is like here and now, like what we're doing now. But the self-tape is you can keep recording it until you get it right. But the bad thing is that you keep recording it until you get it right. You get tired of that shit. You just think, if I do this one more time, I'm gonna literally fucking snap. Because you watch it and then you're critiquing yourself and you think, oh my God, I gotta try it. You know, it's just fucking brutal. But I mean, the good thing is you get to try many times. Yeah, if you just self-tape, it's great because you could just like do it a bunch of times. That's the one to use. Okay.
Cam, did you see Hollywood on Netflix?
Yes, I love it.
You liked it?
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I thought it was very
Wait. I need someone to tell me what the hell this is.
Fab.
All right. So Hollywood is this biopic of Cam, right? It's about I'm playing. I told you about this, bro. It's a changed depiction of what they believe to have happened, what they would rather have happened in Hollywood, where being gay was more acceptable early in times, being a woman was more acceptable earlier in times,
being black.
Being black was more acceptable early in time. It was just really,
it's an alternative universe.
Yeah, basically, but it's heavily homosexual.
And it's also based on some true characters and some true situations.
True. Yeah.
Not all, but some. Like Rock Hudson is one of the examples who came out, who got HIV and came out gay later in his life.
That was a real person?
Yeah, Rock Hudson's a real person. Yeah, he was
based off of
no. I know what you mean, but no, no. Rock Hudson was a real person. That's not his real name. They gave him that name, and he was secretly gay. And then it came out in the 80s because he was like seen as like the macho, sexy man back in the day. And then he came out to have AIDS, and people were like, "Well, I thought it was a gay disease." And he goes, "Well, hello, but it's not a gay disease. Of course, we know that. By the time, that's what they thought, and then he just, it came out. It was sad because he died, But yeah, Fab is right. It's a great. I will watch it if you have time.
It's very colorful and vibrant.
And it's exactly, and his wish, like Fab said, is kind of like what I wish would have happened, because there's a scene, I don't want to spoil it for you, with the main black character, female, who in the
you can
theater.
Spoil it.
Well, it's a one of the characters who stars in the fictional film that they created, which is based on a real person,
right?
Who was white, but they casted her as black in Hollywood. They went to the premiere and they was not letting her in, and her white counterparts and like, you know, whatever, people like, hey, let her in, blah, blah, blah. She goes, I don't need you to fight my battles for me. I got this. But that really happened to Dorothy Dandridge when she got nominated for an Oscar. But the sad part is she did not get to go in, I don't believe, or she didn't get to go in the front row. So she got to go in, I think, but not the front row. So the sad part is that that was based off Dorothy Dandridge's life, but she didn't get the happy ending that we wish she had.
Yep. Black Lives Matter intertwined in everything.
Okay.
That great thing.
But the creator is Ryan Murphy, that he created Pose and he created Glee and American Horror Story and Scream Queens. So that's probably, and Nip Tuck, I think. So that's probably why you can hear, like, see some undertones of that in there.
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't know that.
He's great. I like him. I love him.
So when you get the free time, Jose, and you feel like binging a quick show, I suggest Hollywood for like a little. The first episode will hook you, and then it'll probably carry you through the rest of the season. First episode will definitely hook you though.
But I've been looking for a new show to binge watch, man. After Insecure was done, I was like, trying to watch it like a little bit.
Cam, you should be on Insecure. I'm surprised you haven't been cast.
Yeah, they haven't asked you yet?
I just met the casting director, and he gave me sides from Insecure because it was a class. So, yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, get in there.
I'm coming for you. Yeah, it was good. He gave me great feedback. What'd you say?
I was like, I could be your Lawrence. Pull up
Lawrence, yeah. Oh, what a drag.
Yeah, you're Lawrence Hive?
Lawrence with a bear belly.
You don't have a bear belly.
Yes, he does.
Oh, oh my God. Let me stand up.
Yes, he does.
Hey, it's quarantine. We all have bear bellies. I have one. So I have my little jacket here to cover my fat.
We can definitely be in the back with base shirts on, just casually sipping a drink.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Tell them. Come to LA.
Have you ever been what do they call the people that like you're not allowed to speak but you're in the film?
Extras?
Yeah. Have you ever been that? I was wondering.
I got seen one time too.
Why are you laughing?
That was just fun. It was just funny. It was like, you ever been in the film, but you didn't say shit? What do you call it?
But you're like there. Yeah, extras. Some are cool. Some you could just chill all day on set. You shoot for a few hours and you're done. And some is just like you're on your feet 24/7. Like the dancing ones, yeah, those are brutal because you get outfits, you get makeup, it's hot, and then you have to dance like in the outfit for hours.
With no music, right?
Yeah, with no music.
Yeah,
what I mean? Man.
That's why everybody dances mad different. When you actually look at the back, everyone's like off beat. That's because there's no fucking no music and shit.
But there was one time in London where I was seen. Luckily, I put that on my IMDb, and right. But it was there was a live band, so we actually had music because it was an African band. It was oh my God, Fela Kuti. It was his thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, Fela Kuti. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Can you do your own IMDb?
Yes, I have an agent and stuff, but like there are certain things like actors have to maintain themselves. Like for instance, just because I have an agent or a manager, I still have to submit myself. I sent something to my London agent. And I was like, hey, submit me for this, and he goes, yeah, I got you. I still update all my profiles. It's like 10 million profiles. LA uses some, New York uses some. There's some similarities, but some of them are freaking different. And then I have a London profile I have to maintain and pay for. So it's a lot of money. You got to join the union. You got to pay your fees and your dues. You have to give them a percentage of your money. You have to audition and pay for classes, network, meet casting directors, get headshots, pay for your headshots, good headshots, pay for your resume. I mean, get your resume if you can get it done professionally. But if you could do it yourself, that's fine too. Pay for your reel or like book something and get a reel. Yeah, so you got to do all of that on a daily basis and make sure that, and not on a daily, but like keep it updated and make sure that you're ready. Because as soon as this is over, like the manager I met yesterday, she was like, as soon as this is over, everybody is going to be ready to go. This project's on hold right now. So as soon as this is over, you have to have everything lined up, everything professionally ready. So you can just go, here's my reel, here's my IMDb, here's my resume. Okay, I'm ready to work. Yes. Yeah. That's it.
You just jump straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's a whole industry based on like the dream. Like everyone has a dream, but you got to pay to play at every single fucking point. Like,
right.
It's like a video game.
It's like being an athlete, right? Like not every fighter makes it. Not every fighter gets paid at first, but they put in that work. They get those fights done to get the clout and the respect they deserve. It's the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even fighters that make it, most of them don't make money. Like, like vast majority of fighters make no money. Like, it's not a field you want to go into if you're concerned about money, unless you're like the absolute best, you know? Like,
right.
Even if you're the best, you might not get paid.
But boxers make money, right?
The top 0.0000001% of boxers get checks. The rest of them get paid nothing or next to nothing. I mean, especially when you, just like an actor, it's like you have to pay for training, you have to pay for trainers. You know, if you want to promote yourself, it's particularly in boxing, it's all about promotion. It's like, you know, you gotta pay people for that. It's the same shit, you know, just like you said. So, except it's like they're basically risking their lives in the process of making no money, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's sad, really.
You hear that, kids? Don't become a fighter. Okay, sorry.
Paying to learn to get punched in the face is crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it just going like this?
Yeah, you just gotta.
Isn't that how you do the?
How dare you?
Isn't that how you practice?
Oh no!
Wow, look at how she said it. Oh,
no. When I see people do like stunts, I'm like, dear God, who taught you this? Like, you know.
Yeah,
I love stunts. Stunts is
stunts are dope. I don't know if I'd ever want to do it, but like stunt work is dope. Like at our gym, you know, Hector goes there too. It's like, you know, we have a lot of stunt performers that go to the gym. They have their own little stunt class, but you know, some of them come to the regular class too, and just seeing them do their thing is crazy. It's like being able to throw yourself downstairs without getting hurt, like doing acrobatic shit like that, fight simulation. It's crazy. I don't know if I can do that shit, but like,
right.
Because
I know you could.
That seems a lot more dangerous than actual fighting in a lot of cases. Like,
it is.
It's crazy dangerous.
You can die. Like there's a Hollywood myth. If you ever saw a film called Ben-Hur, there's been a few yeah, and Fab, you heard of it. See, Fab knows a lot of stuff. I'm trying to say, get into it, Fab. And there's like they're doing like a chariot race, and one of the stunt people dies. Like, so one guy falls, and they get trampled because it's like people, horses, and chariots, and it made it in the movie. But there's a rumor that he died. Now some people go, "Oh, it's fake. It's not true. He didn't die." But I'm like, this guy looks dead to me. If that's not a dummy, if that's a real person, he's dead. Like, no,
people die all the time. Someone died on the set of Deadpool 2. There's that she was black too. She was like the motorcycle racing champion, right? And they had her do a stunt, and she died during the stunt. But
Bruce Lee died on his set.
You said what?
Bruce Lee died on his set when he couldn't catch the bullet.
No, Brandon Lee, his son.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Brandon Lee died.
What?
He didn't catch it.
That's not how he died.
It was a real bullet, right? It wasn't a
real. It was a plastic bullet, but where it wasn't a clip, and when it backfired, you know, when it shot out, it came out like a real bullet.
Someone died recently. It was because so like when you have like fake guns on set, you have an armorer. Right. So he's responsible for making sure all the weapons are clear, things like that, things are safe. Even when it comes to like blanks or like fake bullets or whatever, debris can get into the gun. So if you're too close, they can still shoot something. So I think the guy died. They didn't even know he got hit because there was no blood. Like he just had like projectile launch into his heart, and then he just like collapsed, you know?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, stunt thing is dangerous, and that's why there's
dangerous. Yeah,
they don't want the actor who's worth to Hollywood or whoever, that A-lister, they're worth millions, and they're like, no, I can't risk this Hollywood person dying. That like they bring in millions for me. I'm gonna risk this person for a couple hundred or $1,000 a day, whatever their rate is.
Big respect to like actors who really go through it. Guys like Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise, Jackie Chan. Like they're really about the fucking, like they're really about the shit. Like they do most of their stuff. Yeah, several times.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a part of the, it's a part of the career. Actually, if you go back in the day, like before they had CGI, like black and white videos, you could see guys legit doing everything. Like if guys jumped off buildings, they had to jump off a building. Like if guys are like dodging cars, like they really had to do it. So it was even on another level. So I imagine how many people died back then,
Right. Just to make the movie fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an honorable craft, and I will not be doing that. I'm kidding. I want to do some stunts, but I want to do like the safe stunts, like with the harness, and I'm like in a green room and I'm hopping around. Even then you can get hurt, but I'm not too worried about that.
Disney has those robot stuntmen that do that do acrobatic moves like exactly perfect every time. And they've been developing that for a few years, so they're hoping to. They say it's to assist stunt work, to replace them,
right?
In my opinion, but it's crazy. It's just like real crazy because it's just like, I mean, just the way they kind of do it now. You just replace it with a robot body, and then you add your CGI, and there it is.
This is why Disney's ahead. Yeah, Disney, like honestly, they're really ahead. I mean, they may lock you in a contract, but they're really ahead of the game, I think, when it comes to like safety on set. Like when I watch the interviews, a lot of actors who do Marvel films, like they said their safety is on high. And they even have stunt people sometimes, like they have like double stunt people, you know what I mean? Like they really take their craft seriously. And that's why I feel safe being in a Marvel film versus being in a Tom Cruise film, and he goes, "Okay, Cam, you get jump out of a plane with me," and I'm like, "Hell no, I love you and all," but he made Harry Canville. He made him do that helicopter scene. Yeah, that was real. That was really good. He made him do it. Not made him, but he was
No.
He was like, "Hey, nuts, bro." And Henry,
he's fucking crazy. He's like legit crazy. That's why he's so good. But he's fucking nuts, bro. Like,
and he's not afraid.
When it comes to that Scientology shit, like, bro, he's nuts.
I don't mind it. Well, I don't know why I don't mind his Scientology thing, but
that shit got canceled.
I don't mind it for him, right? I don't mind it for him, but the shit that the organization has done, and basically like enslaving people in their Sea Org and like all types of shit, like that's a crazy organization.
Right.
Cool.
Oh no, that's what I meant. I meant I don't mind it for him, but
for him, yeah. If you're rich and famous, like it's just like something that you do.
Secret societies are all a part of. Hollywood is like really about that,
Yeah. One question that I have is like, so I'm pretty sure you had like a sort of perceived career trajectory like prior to COVID. Has that changed afterwards? Like, do you see your career going any differently, or do you see the environment changing?
That's a great question. Yes, I'm seeing myself more as a producer and writer now, and then an actress versus just being an actress who was like so desperate to work, because I feel like in this present time, anything could happen. Like all of our jobs are on hold. Yes, we're working from home, but still like things can stop. So you need something to hold you over. I can still write and publish something online right now, and people can read it and be entertained. And I feel like that brings me much joy, because at the end of the day, I'm a storyteller. As much as I'm an actress, but I'm a storyteller because I'm telling people's stories. But I also think that's why I try to bring into my writing. So I try to, even if it's my personal experience, like a Bridget Broad, I try to make it, entertaining or like universal enough to go, hey, I've been through that. Oh, that's funny. How does she deal with that? So I try to see myself more as a producer and a writer that's also an actress, rather than an actress who writes and produces and is like desperate to works and stuff, because everything's on hold. Like I said, And I think right now, moving forward, everyone's talking about like, there's a whole movement happening. And so the Black Lives Matter movement is coming into the acting world. And, you know, all the corporations are saying, we support you, but your screens and your TV shows does not reflect that for the most part. So now they're having a Cast Black initiative where they're trying to cast more Black and brown actors, or they call BIPOC, which is like Black, Indigenous people of color,
BIPOC?
Latinx. Yes, BIPOC is a term now.
No,
I've been seeing that pop up.
People love fucking acronyms, but whatever.
Yeah, they just want to group us. Yeah, they're trying to be progressive, but they want to group us. But they're casting more Latin and Asian people and Black people because they just feel like it's not enough. And it's not just about casting us, it's letting us at the table, letting us write about ourselves. You know, and I just did like a class with Lena Wati, who's a screenwriter. I hope I didn't butcher her last name, but she was just talking to us about like creating your own work and the racism she experienced in Hollywood. And she's also a queer Black female who, you know, so it's kind of like there's so much levels that we are not represented in the media. And so going forward, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to break these barriers. I told the manager yesterday, I want to break barriers. I want to make my own work. I also want to give work to other people of color because the films I created have people of color in it. I just showed Edwin the film I just finished with Hector, and he was the main, character. So I'm just trying to, again, create works of all people of color, especially Black people. And I don't ever want to have a lead that's white. If it's a white person in the film, fine, but I don't want them ever to be the lead because they have enough. Are you kidding me? Like, no offense, I love my white friends, but you have enough. It's not enough for us. And I meet so many people who are three-dimensional. Edwin, he grew up in Brooklyn, lived in a brownstone. Now he works in finance, but he also has been fighting his whole life. And does different things, right? He also traveled and, he worked at a hotel and now he's working in finance. It's kind of like he's had a whole three-dimensional, journey.
I can't wait to play Edwin in his biopic. Edwin, I gotta play you for your biopic.
Okay. I'm gonna have different people play me at different points in my life. So
Nick Chung play you.
Yeah.
So that would be teenage me, right?
And grown you is Will Smith because you get that.
No, grown me is Nick Chung, but with platforms and blackface. And
that would be interesting. Did you want South Korea?
Yeah. And Hector will play my Aztec sidekick.
I like that.
Just have everybody play you based on their.
Yo, I'm at you.
Yo,
I don't know. Like I just
and he'll be dressed in full Aztec garb. He won't even be like 2020. Like he'll just be straight apocalyptic walking around. Because that's who he envisions himself in real life. So.
All about that.
Hey, Kamaria, have you ever considered doing voice acting? Like you could be an anime character or the next Avatar?
No, that's a great question
a lot of people are quitting their Black roles, Cam. So you should pull up on it. A lot of white people are quitting.
I
think that shit is goofy. But that's just my opinion. I think that shit is goofy.
I'm gonna do voiceover.
That shit is crazy pandering to me, but I don't know. That's just
it has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, bro.
It's crazy. It's virtue signaling because it's like it is what it is. It's like, bro, if you play a Black character in voiceover and you do a good job, who gives a fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's just my opinion, but I don't necessarily think you're advancing anything in particular because. Especially someone in that position, right? It's like, okay, I left that position and then now I put someone of color there. Now everyone is going to question that in particular. It's not organic. That's just my opinion, but
I agree.
I think.
No,
go ahead, Kamaria.
Oh, no, I was so for the voice acting, I did a voice reel and that's going to be ready soon. I don't know how to do character voices, but I would love to try because, I have the mic and everything. And that sounds like a lot of fun. And I saw some comedians and white comedians who gave up their roles. And I think it's great that they're doing it. And like everyone's saying, I don't think it's really genuine. I think people now, once people get called out, it's like the Me Too movement. Everybody knew Harvey Weinstein was a fucking creep. Everybody knew who was doing what. It was like that's why you should watch Hollywood, because everybody knows what's happening. It's a small town, but they didn't want to say anything. And the minute they point fingers, everybody's having interviews like, I knew it. Oh, he's a bad guy. And I'm like, so why didn't you say anything? I get that you're not in that position.
Corny.
Don't speak up. Like Ben Affleck tried to speak up and that backfired. It's like, well, just don't speak up.
You grab the titty.
You know what I mean? Shut up. If you're guilty, or if you feel like you are, like, you don't have to go, I release these roles because I believe in this. Bullshit.
That's so corny.
Just shut up. Just release the role and keep it moving. You don't have to make a statement about it, because everybody wants to be seen as socially conscious. Everybody wants to be seen as, because I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like people want to be seen in the history books versus actually create change. They want to be remembered as, oh, this person did this. I am a warrior. You're not. Or else you would have never accepted the role in the first place.
That's a fire quote.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like,
somebody say that quote.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think a better thing. I think a better thing, like, rather than give up your job, right? Just make a commitment to, mentor someone of color, right? Or actually, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually sow the seeds so they don't necessarily have to take your job, but they could, it's like teaching a man to fish rather than giving him some fish, right? It's like, sending the elevator back down rather than just be like, oh, well, because like more than likely who's going to get that role is not someone who's up and coming, but maybe someone who's already established, right? Like, so I don't know if that's going to help people of color in general. I think it would be way more helpful for you to maybe mentor them,
create production companies and then hire them, because everybody has production companies these days. Just hire
help them. Like let's say if you have a studio, help them, show them how to do it. Right. Because I'm not terribly huge on, I don't know. A lot of people disagree with me with this, but I'm not concerned about how many Black people could work on what's.
Oh yeah, I disagree. What?
I'm way less concerned about like people being able to work with what's already established rather than people being able to have the option to create something for themselves, right?
That's true.
So
that's
it's
true.
Like,
that's very true.
It's something like I don't really care so much if someone's how many Black people are stars starring in a Marvel movie, or whether we have Black Panther 2 or 3 or whatever. What's way more impactful is to have someone like a Spike Lee or someone like a Tyler Perry, something like that,
behind the scenes. That's because that's what a lot of Black writers who I've been seeing, like, on the Zoom calls have been talking about. They're like, oh, that's great to cast a Black people, but what about who's writing it? Who's producing it? Who's distributing it? Who's marketing it? Because how you market it is also very important. So who's also in charge of everything? Who can say yes? Because half of the time you can have, like in Hollywood, you can have a great script, you can give it in. Oh, but you're Black. Oh, and they'll say half the time. I've heard this from people, like a friend who worked in Hollywood, who I went to school with. He said he gave a script to somebody and he wanted 2 people of color to be love interest, a Black and a brown person. It could be any, like Indian or whatever, Latinx. And he said, oh no, you have to make the other character that's not Black white, or else it's not going to sell.
Will Smith always play opposite Latino women.
I'm not the one to say anything about that because I haven't met him, but that's a good question, Will Smith.
Yeah, he has enough money to put a hit on us, so like we got to be careful.
But who? Right? He does.
They took your friend's script and they made a movie with Issa Rae and Lakeith Moore.
Lakeith Stanfield. Yeah. I love. Yeah. But she has another one too with a kiss. It's Lovebirds. Lovebirds.
Yeah,
I saw it. It was great. It was funny.
It was what?
You didn't like it?
It was entertaining. I saw it.
I liked it. I liked it. It was like entertaining.
It was just like it was a cute, like low film. It doesn't have to be.
Fab is a strict movie critic. Solid. Whatever movie you think is good, he thinks it's trash.
Yes, sir.
But I thought Kamaria.
He was like, "Yo, The Godfather, that shit was okay."
Never. Not right
now. Maria, the reason I was asking.
Okay.
The reason I was asking you about the voice acting thing is because if COVID goes on for longer, would write a script for us so we can all be voice actors right now.
Sure. Listen, I have many scripts that I always have guy roles. So please, I can send it to you guys and you guys can look at it and see.
Write a movie about the bass.
I'm just going to need some character Edwin. Backstory. I know Edwin, but he wants to tell me something personal, but I need some character backstory from you too.
Oh, just make something up. I don't care. Do whatever. Make
okay. Yeah, make it.
The big guy always sells the film. I'll be good.
A great podcast. You know what I was thinking? It could be like the interview, like the movie The Interview, where you have a podcast talking about North Korea and stuff, and then they threaten you guys.
That's a good idea.
I'm with it. I'm with whatever.
And you're COVID-19 and you can't really move.
I'll do any role. I'll do anything to be on TV. Anything. No.
If you want to do anything, you have got to loosen up on your thought. No, you don't. You could be a good critical person and I think that's good that you're critical because you can actually critique yourself and put out your best work and not just put out crap.
He's not that critical.
Yeah, that's you don't apply it. Everything else sucks. Everything sucks but me.
Fully a hypocrite. I am fully a hypocrite. Nothing true about what I say or do.
But I think anybody can act, anybody can write. Can you do it well? That's the good question.
No, no, that is true because that is like with anything. It is true that anyone could be an actor, anyone could do anything, but like, can you do it well?
I can start my fighting career today. Am I going to get knocked out? Maybe.
I mean, it depends. Not necessarily. If you work your way up, not necessarily. But if you're trying to fight like fucking,
you can fight.
Amanda Nunez.
Oh my God, no, she would. No, yeah,
she's great.
That's suicide.
Yeah.
Fight children. Win.
World star.
That's your Cat Williams. No offense.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he get choked out by an 8th grader?
Yes.
Yeah, on that soccer field or whatever. That's super embarrassing.
I mean, the guy had like 10 inches on him. So
yeah, but I mean, to be fair, Cat Williams is a small dude, and that 8th grader like fucking ate his Wheaties. He was big as fuck. So
I agree. Is my mic too loud?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just want to make sure.
Nah, it's perfect. You have a pretty good setup.
Good, thanks. I mean, listen, give me some ideas because I always love writing and creating, and I love creating with people who want to create.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you.
But you need to give me something.
It has to have magic.
Oh my gosh.
Tech.
Uh-huh.
Werewolves.
Vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
Okay, magic.
Twilight.
And it has to be an anime.
Twilight the anime.
Magic tech. Oh, animation. It doesn't matter.
Twilight the anime.
Anime.
I don't
Why
know
did it mean something different? It's the same thing. Cartoon. No.
So you can be.
So it's literally Twilight.
A tech guy by day, a werewolf at night, and Fab is a magician who tries to magically.
Wait, I'm the werewolf?
His vampire powers.
You gotta make me gay though.
This is originals.
Oh my God, you're a gay magician who's also a vampire. Okay.
This is not the only person that's you gotta be.
This is the Vampire Diaries.
The walls. I want to break all walls.
You want to break all walls. Okay.
Oh my God, this
could be non-binary.
This is gonna be a fucking flop. Too much shit.
But if people buy it, that's what matters.
That is true. It doesn't have to be good.
It has to be good. It has to be good enough to make money. I've been learning and I've been watching all this stuff. I'm like, I'll Google a movie and I'll see how it would have like 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it made like 250 million or more at the box office. And I'm like, how? Or 50 million or something, you know what I mean? Whatever the amount is. And I'm like,
so fuck it. We'll go with this. We'll have Michael Bay directed, mad explosions. Boom, funny.
Yeah, he's gonna explode you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a werewolf.
For no fucking reason.
Like, what was that for? I'm Michael Bay and I like explosions. It's like, okay, Michael.
That's
literally what his movies are.
It's literally all explosion and tits and girls.
Yo, did you hear about the shit he did with Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
So she was 15, and they knew she was 15, and they were like, "Well, we can't have her." In her first ever scene, she was in Bad Boys 2, and they were telling her, they told him, "Yo, she's 15, she can't be by the bar," and anything like that. Like, we'll get fined for that. He was like, "All right, cool. Throw her in some see-through shit and just get her wet." And they were like, "But she's 15," and he was like, "So what?" I'm like, "Bro,
Oh my god, that's not funny. That's terrible.
that's
So Disney Plus. I've been rewatching some Disney Plus. I've been rewatching a lot of kids stuff on Hulu, and I'm thinking,
sexual innuendos.
You know what I mean?
Sexual innuendos is crazy.
I'm confused. I'm like, how did I? Well, I didn't see it before because I wasn't a pervert or I wasn't an adult.
He was a kid.
So I was like, how did they get away with this shit? This is.
They were like, we got to get the parents. We got to entertain the parents too.
Oh, parents will sign their kids away. They're
a little side joke to get the parents chuckling a little bit.
Give them a little money, sprinkle a little crack on them. They get drug related. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, that's my analogy. Sprinkle crack on them, make it drug related. No, that's true. But I mean, I used to work for a children agent, and these show kids' parents. Oh my god, they're the worst. They some are cool, some really want to protect their child for the most part, but some of them just throw them in. One kid looked tired and she goes, "You got to keep going." And he was just like he was doing his homework, and then the agent called him in and he had to go, and he was in a Broadway show. He was doing commercials. He was exhausted, and she just kept pushing them. When I took him to the back because the mom stays in the front, and I was talking to him, I'm like, "I know, you okay?" He goes, "I'm just tired, but my mom says I got to do this." And I'm like, "Oh no." He was like 8 or 7. He was young.
Did you tell him shut that shit up and get back?
Yeah. I think he had back under his eyes, but they put makeup on him. So it's crazy.
To hide the abuse.
Trying to pat his back like, "Yo, I understand, but I really don't give a fuck. You need to get back in this show."
Right.
That's sad.
That's
Parents
crazy.
living vicariously through their kids. It's like soccer moms, but like on steroids.
Steroids, cocaine, everything.
Oh shit!
Let's really talk about what's going on in the
you feed your kid coke because he's about to fall asleep, but he has an audition, so fuck it.
That's a movie.
Just give him a line.
That's a movie. Write that movie.
That's a good movie.
You can steal all our movie ideas.
That's the origin of the base. Oh, you know what our origin is? Speaking of cocaine, so we're all in this room, right?
Oh no!
Call it Chemical X. Call it Chemical X.
Jose knows where I'm going with this because he's on my side about this. We're all in this room, and we're with a bunch of celebrities. And celebrity says, "I want to support your podcast. However, to solidify this deal, you gotta do this line of coke."
Yo, who says to solidify this deal?
To solidify.
Cocaine dealers.
Really?
Cocaine dealers, Edwin.
Bro, you gotta edit that.
This isn't training day.
Yeah,
You gotta make it sound more organic. This is bad writing.
So I did.
That's the bad writing. Yeah.
So Jose's the radical one, right? So Jose does his line first, like, "It's nothing." So I'm like, cool. My man Jose doing it, I'm automatically down. I do it after Jose because I'm a follower of good friendship. And Edwin's like, hard no. Edwin's just hard no.
No, I'm not doing it.
Conflict arise. You can write from there. You write the rest of the scene.
Okay. Jose's like, I don't know.
That's the origin of the base.
Well, it's a vampire magician.
That's more like a skit. That's like comedy.
Well, we're gonna do backstories of our life, of course, but that's gonna be the leading up part.
Kamaria, have you ever considered doing comedy?
Yes, I used to do comedy. I have a comedic reel, but it needs to be vamped.
Oh, so I saw you in a comedy show, actually.
You did, actually.
I remember that shit. Oh my god!
To see me. How was it?
Goofy. It was funny.
Goofy.
Oh, it was funny because it was something you wouldn't expect because it was like it got hella racist at one point when it came with there was like somebody playing this Chinese lady restaurant, but she was walking like super like fucking like yeah, exactly. Like back in the day when we used to call Chinese people Oriental, it was like that. It was on some shit like that.
Yeah. And the owner of the company, his boyfriend's Chinese. He's Asian. So
She's like, what type of Chinese is he? Like, I don't know.
All encompassing word.
Right. So he found it. I mean, he knows his work, and they're so together, and he just like he doesn't mind it. Because some people don't get offended, but yeah, she was a Latin girl playing somebody who was like stereotypically Asian.
Yeah, she clearly wasn't. Yeah, she clearly wasn't Chinese, and she was like doing that.
I forgot that happened. What, and this happened back in 2014. So that goes to show you how far we have come. And
and people were like, when that happened, like, I don't even think people were looking at the context. People just thought that shit was funny. Like, people just saw that and like,
but like mine was stereotypical too. I played somebody whose boyfriend was in jail, and I was playing a ghetto girl with a weave.
Yeah.
And so, who was crazy doing splits and dancing and twerking. So yeah, I mean, it was. But sometimes comedy is offensive. Sometimes comedy
is eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or stereotypical. I mean, I hate to do that, but
it was like a live Mad TV set, sort of, but like done theatrically. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like Broadway and Mad TV at the same time.
Where did you do it? You did it on Broadway?
It was off Broadway. Yeah, it was because did some official off Broadway venues, which is still really good. Then so like it goes by like the seat numbers. Mm-hmm. So we was on off Broadway on 36, and it was fun. I mean, I used to do improv with UCB. UCB's closed now in New York. They still I think they're still open in LA, but they're closed in New York. They've closed their doors. They're gonna probably do classes once things open in different locations, but they closed their official location. So yeah, I did a lot of comedy at one moment, and I switched once I did my dramatic reel. And then once I did the dramatic one, I got a lot more calls. I got a lot more offers and agents and people wanted to work with me. So I was like, all right, let me focus on my dramatic stuff. But now thinking about it, I want to get back to the comedy. So that's a great question. I want to do my skits and write that,
It's because ain't shit funny. That's why they called you back to the drama.
Yeah, ain't shit funny. Maybe I wasn't funny.
Comedy is hard because a lot of it is just like being in the. I mean, acting in general, I imagine, is about being in the right place at the right time. But like comedy in particular, like what catches on seems very specific to like what's going on, what's happening. I imagine just there's so many funny people that couldn't be comics, or couldn't write some funny shit,
Yeah, there's some actors who aren't funny. And I love watching interviews because that's how I learn about the industry and how things work. And some actors just aren't naturally funny. They're sweet and adorable, but they'll like try to make a joke. And I'm like, that fell so flat. Skip. Let the moment pass. Let the moment pass. Let the moment pass. Like if I was a viewer, I'm like, and I know some interviewers have to be nice and they give a chuckle, but I know it's a fake ass chuckle because it'll be a bitch to go, say a joke and then
you gotta say quiet. You gotta let them know.
Next question, right?
You gotta let them know they're not funny. You just sit quiet and look at them
like Larry King. They should be like Larry King because he doesn't fake laugh. He'll just fucking look at you. He's just like,
he's a millionaire. He's like, right. So and then he'll keep talking like do you ever watch Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns?
That shit is so funny. Awkward.
So funny.
But it's great, isn't it?
You think it's that funny?
No, but imagine having a real interview. Of course, like he's portraying it as real, but it's not really real. Imagine having an actual interview like that. It would be so awkward to be like, okay. So
it feels like he's trying to do the Ali G shit.
But
the Ali G shit is like at a whole nother level.
So. Ali G, criminally underrated. His best fucking character, bro.
That's a good
Ali G is hilarious.
I'm gonna have to Google it again and watch it again. Hold on.
This is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, he's that funny.
Yep, HBO.
But I like all his characters. I remember seeing whatchamacallit? What was the
Borat?
Not Borat. Is
Bruno. He's a Mark.
That movie was so funny because what made it extra funny is how people were reacting. It's like, I remember when the penis scene came up, people already like sighing, talking mad shit throughout the whole video. As soon as that shit came up, people just walked out. I started dying laughing. That was the funniest thing. Yeah. People are already walking out.
His dick was in there. Yeah. It was OD. You know what cult classic I gotta probably rewatch because I didn't find it funny at all when I watched it. Napoleon Dynamite.
I knew you were gonna say that, man. When I think of like, yeah, I did boring movies that are. It was like when I first saw it, I didn't think it was funny. Second time it was funnier, but I think it was more of like maybe I found it funnier because I was watching it with other people and they convinced me they found it funny.
Right.
Did you watch it, Kamaria?
No, I meant to.
Oh.
I think people I feel like I've only seen it in like bits and pieces. I haven't seen it from like beginning to end, but I feel like people relate to the characters more than they find it funny. Like, I don't know.
That's also very true. That's what like in writing class we talk about, like writing characters who are relatable. Because sometimes they may not be funny or it may not hit the spot I think the writers are trying to hit, but if you find it relatable and you can see yourself in it, it's going to be popular for the most part.
So what's the one film that you could relate to, or one piece of media? It doesn't even have to be a film.
And then after that, who is your ideal person you would want to work with? Because I hate Spike Lee, so I hope you don't say Spike Lee.
That's funny. Okay. So far, out of the only thing that could come to my head right now, because I just finished binge watching it, we spoke about it earlier, is Insecure. Because I've been in some situations she's been in, not the Lauren situation, but some other situations with friends. And I'm like, God, this is so relatable. Like there's some moments I just think, I don't even care about the comedy. I forget it's a comedy. I just care about like the real moments in it.
You felt insecure?
I saw you if you were here. Yeah, I felt insecure. Yeah. I mean, we all do sometimes, you know. But the person I want to, there's so many. I would love to work with Denzel Washington. And I would love to work with like Viola Davis. I would love to work with Regina King. Regina King is great. Like, I think she's severely underrated and she deserves a lot more accolades than she's given. And Dave Chappelle.
Watchmen Regina King?
Yes.
You think she's underrated?
Yes.
Damn.
You don't like her?
No, I think she's like, I don't think she's underrated.
He thinks she's appropriately rated.
I think she gets the due respect.
But no, now she is. But remember, she was in a lot of films before and she didn't get it. Like she was in Ray, we forget.
Right. She wasn't a hot girl.
Right. She was looked over. Like I remember the first, she's also Huey and Riley from the Boondocks.
And she's from Friday.
Yes, Friday, yes. And Boys in the Hood, I think.
But we only think of Nia Long.
Right. You see? But I think like when she first started, she was looked over. I remember seeing her after a while. I'm like, wow, she's really great. And now she's getting the awards. She got the Academy Award and but before that, I was just like, is nobody seeing how amazing she is and how talented she could do voice acting? When I found out she was the Boondocks, like both characters, I was like, girl. And she's beautiful and she's gracious and well-spoken and and she's really inspirational. I love her. I base one of my characters like slightly off of her. She's great.
Wanted to ask you something about, since you finished binge watching Insecure, do you remember watching Living Single?
Yes, I rewatched it recently.
Oh damn, yo, I've been rewatching it too. It's a much better show than I thought, but I just wanted to hear your opinions on it, just because Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about it though? I guess after specifically seeing like Insecure recently, do you feel like it's kind of like a spiritual successor in the sense, or do you see any similarities or anything you can compare between the shows?
Right. I'm gonna say I'm a big Friends fan, even though I know Friends ripped their show off of Living Single. I mean, it's abundantly clear. There was even on the same lot, I think, at one moment.
Yeah, real quick though, I used to be a big fan of Friends, but like rewatching it, it's not as funny as I remember it being, and like now the more I watch it, the cringier it becomes. But my fault, throwing the mic back.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You get upset, right? How there's no black people on the show.
Gabriella Union, I think, is in one of the episodes.
One episode, and it's like one black girl, at least Aisha Tyler, who played Ross's girlfriend for a few episodes. Ross and Joey's girlfriend. Yeah, but it was. I know what you mean. It was lack of diversity, and it's New York City. It's like, come on. Yeah, but I think Living Single was the blueprint for a lot of shows, like Girlfriends, Girlfriends, Friends, anything that has like a group of people in New York City. I think it's a blueprint, or any city. Insecure, but Insecure has its own style because it's single camera comedy. Like I think it's half-hour comedy and on cable. So like it may have some like similarities, but I think it's like still a bit different because of the style it's written. Mm-hmm. And also Living Single is like a sitcom. But any sitcom with a group of friends, Sex and the City, I think they also stole it from. Because the first pilot, I rewatched it and it was mostly focused on the girls, like 4 girls, and I think 5. No, 4 girls?
Sex and the City?
4.
No, Living Single, Sinclair.
There's 4, but then they have the 2 guys.
Yeah, there's 4.
They have Kyle and Overton.
Sex and the City. Yes, Sex and the City has 4 girls in New York City. And, so I think it's a great show. I hate it when Kyle left. I didn't hate it.
I didn't know he left.
Oh,
I forgot about that. I'm not up to that. Nah, but it don't matter. Nah, because I've seen it before, but I forgot it. And that's kind of like why we're watching it.
For me.
But my fault. But Tammy, you were saying that after Kyle left, the show wasn't that good?
Well, it was the reason. Like, if you look at the actor's interview, the actor who played Kyle, I just saw his interview and he was talking about, he got fired. Because he spoke up against how they were being treated because they were Black. So basically, they came out, and then years later, Friends came out in '94. So they were looking like, hey,
we're getting millions of dollars and we're getting thousands, right?
Exactly. And not only that, well, at first they didn't get that, but they worked their way up to millions. But yeah, they're like, oh, their craft tables, look at their lunch, look at their craft table, look how they're being treated. They have bigger dressing rooms. We don't even have all of this. We barely have craft services, and we've been on here longer than Friends. Why are they being treated better? And he goes, it's not just me who feels this way, it's the whole cast. But because he spoke up and he was vocal about it, they let him go. Even though, ironically, he actually portrayed a scene in an episode where he was talking about how he was proud of his locks. He worked, he's a lawyer. He works for a firm, and he wasn't going to cut it. And he told the other Black person off, like, I'm not going to sit here and be Uncle Tom. I'm proud about my locks. It tells my history.
Right.
And then, so when he did it in real life, they cut him. It's like, how do you expect him? You know what I mean? He's playing a character, and then all of a sudden, he does it in real life, and you go, nah, you're an actor. You're supposed to do that for the scene, not in real life. Okay, you gotta go. And they try to make it seem like it was other excuses, but he knows what it was. So yeah. So that's why I was upset that he left. And you have to remember that why I love this show, but also it was a big deal. This is a Black man with natural hair and locks, dark skin, who's well-dressed, well-mannered, well-spoken, has no drug issue, doesn't have a drinking problem. And he's a ladies' man, very fit, and he works at the top law firm, one of the top law firms in New York. That was really radical at the time. And I don't think they were ready for that.
I think I like the way Max and Kyle, like, they portrayed very, very strong, dark-skinned, successful characters in that show, which
they were the most successful ones.
Yeah, definitely the most successful.
Oh, not law. I'm sorry, financial firm.
Finance.
I'm so sorry. He worked on Wall Street. My apologies, but
he was Edwin.
Yeah, he read the Times, like Edwin with his like cigar and his like coffee in the morning. Okay, I don't know what Edwin does in the morning, but yeah,
I'm gonna watch that shit now.
Yeah, no, it's a really good show, and I think it gets funny as it goes on. Like, at the end of season 2, beginning of season 3, like, I'm just dying, son. Like, every episode, just funny, right? Just cutting ass. No, it's a very, very, very well made show, man. It's real good.
But it's we are living. Keep your head up. Oh, and they stole Queen Latifah and Kim Cole. Kim Cole.
Yeah, Kim Cole.
I think Kim Cole is Sinclair. I could be wrong.
Sinclair is the Airhead one.
Yeah, no, I know. Kim Cole.
But they did make her character better.
Cole plays Sinclair. You're thinking about Kim Fields, who plays
Kim Fields.
Yeah.
Kim Cole's went to Brooklyn Tech.
Oh, word? Check it out. Oh yeah.
Way before you.
Hey, that counts. But they told Queen Latifah and Kim Coles to lose weight on the show.
Oh man,
wow,
that's tough.
And they talked about it, and I was like, yeah. And I think it was nice because hello, these are real Black women with real figures. Not real. I'm not gonna say skinny girls don't have real figures, but they have full. They're women. They're gonna have
full-figured
curves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
It was crazy, and I wish it would have lasted longer. I think in this present moment, maybe it would have lasted longer. I could be wrong, but I think now we're a little more progressive. It was breaking too many barriers at once.
They should make a comeback, but I don't know what network they would put it on.
Netflix. The wokest channel and the wokest network.
The most diverse assortment of Black characters I've seen, I think, compared to Netflix. Yeah, it could be better. Don't get me wrong, Netflix, but it's a better assortment than most other platforms, in my opinion.
Son, I watch mad foreign shows. I watch German sci-fi shows. Like that shit is so fucking. It's so. I really like Netflix. I wish I could see more of their catalog. Yeah, the Top Boy too, but like it's just so dope because you get to see shows from all around the world. Mm-hmm. Like it don't even matter. They expose you to that.
Yeah. They even have a Nigerian show and they have a South African show, Queen Sono.
Yeah, I gotta watch that too. Is it good?
It's good. I love it. Her name is Queen. It's so good.
Hey.
Yeah, it's good. It's about a secret agent from South Africa.
But what we said wasn't good enough to be in a.
Yeah, that sounds like something we would say, secret agent.
Right.
But our story idea was terrible, huh?
Yeah, he's an Aztec secret agent who's a vampire from South Africa.
Wait,
he's Chinese.
I'm watching a show called The Order, and the acting is terrible.
Oh, I've seen it. The Magicians.
Really yeah, the acting is so bad. The acting is so bad.
The Order, I've heard of it.
It's corny. Unless you're really bored, don't watch it. I've seen it. I'm only one season behind whatever came out recently.
Season two is slow, and I don't know if it's going to keep you interested. Season 1 kept me interested. I was like, "Yo, this is great." Next episode, I kept going.
Season 2?
The acting is so bad. The acting is so bad.
But you're watching it, so that's
yeah.
I finished it. Yeah, I finished the whole thing.
These Hollywood execs, sometimes I could question their moves, but sometimes I see like, oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there because somebody's going to watch it.
Me. I'm somebody.
Me. It's
because that's one of the things I remember when Netflix started changing some of their algorithms and they took off the recommendation. Mm-hmm. Not the recommendation, the thing that was rating movies, because they were like that. It doesn't matter whether someone thinks a movie's actually good or not. All that matters is whether you're going to watch it. And people watch terribly rated movies all the time, and they brought up endless movies which are really rated really bad. But everybody fucking watches them shits.
Exactly.
Animal what? Animal what?
What? Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam
Sandler movies.
Oh, yeah. I did say Animal.
It's on Netflix now, I think.
Did y'all see Uncut Gems?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
You like it? You like it, Emily?
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, it has Homeboy. What's his name?
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, it wasn't like amazing, but it was entertaining. It was good. I like it.
It was a roller coaster.
He wanted an Oscar for that.
He wanted or won?
Yes, he wanted.
Oh, he just assumes he can put all
that. I mean, he played that role. He played the hell out of that role. I think.
He played himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the actors in general were good. Like even KG was better than I thought he'd be. Like, so
he played himself too.
Yeah.
Well, literally.
That was originally I think he wanted Kobe or LeBron, but they said no.
Isn't it based on a true story?
Supposedly, it's loosely based on a true story.
I think KG is definitely a better pick for that. Like Kobe would have been like, I don't know, Kobe and LeBron would have been like too
nice. Okay. Oh, I haven't watched it. I've been meaning to, but I'm trying to get through the stuff that I like first. Not saying I don't like it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it.
So Cammy, what's next? I guess for the next few months and stuff like that. Like besides, I guess the stuff that you're doing now. I guess you have any specific goal? Like, are you gonna have version 1 of your script done by next episode of the podcast?
Oh, it's a great question. Setting goals already. So I'm taking an 8-week course for my future film class, and I think in about 4 or 5 weeks I'm supposed to have my first draft done. So that's one goal. Yes, thanks. My next goal is securing representation in LA. I'm meeting another 2 managers this week. Thanks. Yeah, so I can fly back and forth, hopefully get some work out there. And then my other goal is to relax and find something I enjoy. So I'm not just because it gets exhausting. And rather than just watching TV, because that's still entertainment. Like every time I watch TV, I'm like, okay, who directed this? Who wrote this? What is this
It's
about?
homework for you.
Yeah, it's still it's not always fun unless it's a really good film and I get taken away. Like Moonlight. Moonlight was a great film to me, and I was just like, wow, what? Oh, I was so like my gut was like, oh, my stomach dropped to my whatever. I'm gonna take my heart out of my stomach, but not my stomach drop because that's weird. It might get too low. But yeah, my next goal is to just find something that's like that I really enjoy. Like I want to learn Spanish. I want to be fluent in Spanish. Everyone keeps asking if I'm Dominican, so I'm like, let me.
Money heist.
Okay, I could be a money heist. I would love to be a money heist.
Casa de Papel.
That's what it's called in Spanish. See, I don't know.
Come on, Carlos.
Come on, Carlos. Yeah, I want to learn new languages. I want to, I can't travel at the moment. So with something equivalent to that, learning a new language, maybe learning an instrument, and just relaxing and finding hiking, find something fun that I enjoy that's not performing.
If you learn how to play the guitar, you can play Lauryn Hill.
Ooh.
Which one? It's the mystery.
Yeah, that one.
Iniquity.
Yeah, do that the whole MTV Unplugged. Just do it like if
I've been playing the album nonstop.
Yo, that's why you my whole girlfriend. Yo, I love that album.
Yeah.
It's
one of her best albums. I think it's better than her other album.
Well, it's just straight lyrics. It's just like literally like a really, really long, like just mad poems and stuff like that. I enjoyed it a lot.
And also her voice is hoarse, but it's so full of pain and passion. She cries in the middle of it. She gets emotional and she carries a tune and she raps and she plays. It's just great. It's to me, that's her best. That's like one of the best albums I ever heard. And it's raw and it's real. She's smart. Yeah.
10-4.
Yeah. So hopefully, get something. Maybe I can do that. I don't know. I'm working on my poetry now, but I'm trying to not do too much at once and just let it flow a little bit more and enjoy life. I mean, look at this.